elite commando unit was sent to prison for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security facility. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
Welcome back to Retro Wednesday at the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the 2010 Jazwares A-Team figures, which have crossed into the realm of retro vintage because you can't get them at the store because they're hard to get, or is it because they're priced more expensively on eBay than most vintage toys? Really, it's insane that a 2010 toy line is so beloved somehow in a movie that they say flopped, that I think is an amazing movie, by the way. Love the A-Team movie. I love it. But we're going to get looking at these guys that cost between $30 and $70 each on eBay. It's insane. I did get these as a full set, about $150 plus the shipping from UK and all that kind of stuff. So not a cheap toy line, but pretty interesting, pretty impressive. I do like these figures, and they're going to add them to my collection. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's take a look at Jazwares 2010 A-Team figures back when action figure collecting was still fun. Coming up. All right, we are going to start with Hannibal. Now, I'm going to start with size comparison, and as we know, back in the day, was it Remco? I think it was Remco, not LJN, made a line of figures for both the 3.75 inch scale, which obviously the new figures are in a 4-inch scale, like pretty much across the board, and then we've got good old 6-inch scale version, which I think is what people collect the most from those older vintage lines. You can see the difference and all this, but this does kind of bring it in. So they're not going for George Papard, they're going for Liam Neeson, and these little things here show the face and all of that. So going for a whole different actor, still both based on live action that I know for the most part. You say, Mike, why was 2010 when action collecting was still fun? Well, when you can get a figure that looks like this, the 3.75 inch was an option, and they were like $5. Maybe $6, I don't know, not a ridiculous amount, but you get a figure, and it's getting into the modern articulation era. Still not double jointed and stuff, but still gets the job done. And they're everywhere. They're easy to find, and nobody's really having to go out of their way to find them that I know. I mean, I saw them at stores. I would have had no problem collecting them back then if I was collecting them back then. I was too stuck on Star Wars and Transformers, but see, we don't have the double joints, but you have a little bit of movement in the feet. You got a little movement in the leg right there. Very tight waist swivel. Shoulder goes out to about there. 360, of course. 90 on that. Hand, I don't know if it's got an in and out, but it does got a side to side. You can go gangsta style if you want. Doesn't the recoil on that would be horrible. And then head side to side. It's on a ball joint, but not much up and down. But yeah, Liam Neeson, a pretty good likeness. Pretty decent likeness to Liam Neeson. If I can get the focus on Liam Neeson. Probably not perfect, but I mean pretty close. Like if you said, hey, that's Liam Neeson, you go, oh, I see the nose, the eyes, all that kind of stuff. Looks pretty good. Getting into the guns, this is the only one that has a different gun here. I think he's got the same pistol. I mean, I got them all as a set, so all of these have the exact same pistol. And I checked the packagings, and in the packaging they look the same. But he does have this gun here, which looks like it's was it sawed off or something? Sawed off automatic. Kind of interesting. Sawed off AK. And where'd he get it? Off someone that he had to kill or something. I don't know. Are you allowed to say kill on eBay? We'll find out if I get canceled. But they've got these holsters. Obviously, this holster has a gun removed because it's in his hand. This one still has a gun in it for later, for more, making it happen. But these guys know how to use weapons because they were in the military, and then of course they were found guilty of a crime they didn't commit. What was the crime they allegedly? I never got that story. We're going to look at Face next. I just think that the popularity of this actor, Bradley Cooper, this was not the film that shot his career into the stratosphere, though. I don't know which one was. I just know that my favorite is Limitless. Out of all of Bradley Cooper's movies, Limitless is one of his best. My favorite. But he did a great job in this, and he was a great face man. Face, because, you know, he's a good-looking guy that can just charm his way into anything and any situation, but he just looks like a dude in a suit. But 4-inch scale of dude in a suit. It's got a little slit right there. Will probably help with the articulation action. One thing I do want to point out, they have one hole in their right foot, which matches up to almost every stand, which wouldn't be a big deal if you had the hole on that foot. You just would plug it into that foot, but no hole on the left foot. Wonder if that saves them money or something, but the stands are made like that nowadays, so that's perfectly fine. Anyway, the slit does give you a little extra spread on that so you can get some kicking, but cool looking figure overall. Lightness Bradley Cooper's probably only about 60%. I think the Liam Neeson likeness was much better. So, just going to say that. Now, it comes with this automatic. They have an automatic machine gun kind of thing going on. Looks good. Fine to me. Fine for me. And the same pistol. And a pretty cool looking figure overall. Kind of fun to add to the collection. All right, next up we got B.A. Baracus, who I forget the actor's name, but I think he did a pretty good job as a B.A. I would say in the movie. I thought he handled it well. Man, it's got to be tough going up against like Mr. T. Like, who's ever really going to be a better Mr. T than Mr. T? You're not. So you have to sort of be something different. I think he did a good job of that in the film, by the way, to not try to be Mr. T, but to try to at least be a good B.A. Baracus, and I think he did a good job. So worked out really well. And tough looking figure. He's really stocky. It looks muscular, not fat. Stocky, muscular, not fat. And definitely like a thicker figure than what they did over here with Face Man. So if you want a tough dude. And now that I'm looking at them, see, and that's the other thing. When I just have them and look at them, I don't see all this detail and stuff. Well, he's got detail on his shirt. He's got that's all just painted on. But all of them have that one missing gun. That one gun that's missing from the holster. When I first started looking at them, I thought, oh, they have holsters. Oh, I guess there's only two with the holsters. They got holsters, but they also have a gun that doesn't make sense. Well, yeah, because one is missing because of that. B.A. Baracus. Next up is Murdoch, and there's the face. Well, his actor. I don't know the actor. I don't know his name, but a pretty good looking figure overall, and a decent Murdoch, I guess you could say. And here is his. He's got his dog tags. They should all have dog tags, shouldn't they? Well, there's his dog tags, and he's got a little jacket that's just kind of just part of the design of the figure. It's not an actual jacket. He's got some green pants. His shirt that's kind of like peeking out from underneath there. How many layers of clothes is he wearing? I don't know, but you can see it on the figure that he's wearing quite a few. And the hat. He's got his hat. And he is crazy. He's like one of the craziest people out there. So, like, probably never going to find a girlfriend. But if he does, I bet she's crazier than he is. So, he'd probably have a good time. And there it is. Same weapons. All of them. Aside from Hannibal, they're all going to have the same weapons. And on one hand, it's a cop-out. On the other hand, it's nice to not have to chase him down. Looks like his weapon doesn't have that thing on the bottom as pronounced. Like, is it like a laser scope or something? Not exactly sure. I am not quite a weapons expert. I mean, I can handle what I've got. It is what it is. Murdoch. Next, we got Lynch. Looks like he could have been on the Matrix or something, but there's Lynch. And he's the guy hunting them down, from my understanding. Actually, oddly enough, it's been like 2 years since I've seen the movie. And I should go watch it again. And it's a good movie, so if you get a good movie, you should go watch it again. And I don't know what drive I got it on. It's the most boring figure out of all of them. I mean, if we were going to rate him by boringness, it's him. But you could just get a bunch of, well, you can't get a bunch of them because they're like 50 a piece. So if you want to drop 500 and get 10 of them, then you could just have a SWAT team. I don't think it's worth $500 to have a SWAT team of him, but I definitely don't think these figures are worth 30 to 70. But the scarceness of them makes them that expensive. But you can't put your SWAT team together with these guys. And that's, yeah. So most boring. Then the next, I don't know. Face actually is probably the next most boring. But anyway, he does come with a pistol. He comes with the same gun. And he's got his vest. I mean, the main part of him is his vest. You got to have a bad guy, but really, truly, I mean, just looking at this lineup, he looks like he's just another one of them. So it's really, he doesn't feel like, it actually almost feels like this is how it should be. Like, this is the A-team, and then this dude's chasing them. I mean, from outside looking in. Lastly, I want to talk about the ride, the van. So that van was pretty cool. It has lights and sounds from my understanding. I never owned one. They were like 20 or 25 bucks in the Walmarts. Walmart clearanced them out. One day they just went to $5. And they made it a few days at $5, and then they were all gone. Nowadays people want, $100 for a new one. And it blew my mind when not only that people asked 100, but were getting 100 for it. And I'm like, wow, that's impressive, because there were oceans of them. I'm talking 20 plus at one Walmart for $5 each. And I wasn't collecting it at the time, and I was like trying to be cheap and trying to, like, I'm just more focusing on Star Wars and Transformers and maybe Voltron and Mask. And that was before Mask. Yeah, that was before I even collected Mask. So that's how long ago it was. And I wish I would have just picked one up just to have it, but I'm not paying $100 for a $5 van. Sorry. So I hope you enjoyed this look at the 2010 A-Team 3.75 4-inch crew of figures. And is it retro because it's gotten that old? Is it retro because it's priced higher than most vintage figures? Is it retro because it's not retro and it's still considered modern to you guys? Hey, you guys can sound off in the comments below, because there's no wrong way to wait. I have the right way. We talked about it Friday. Put your finger out.
Love it when a plan comes together.
The A-Team.